Would you look at that? Welcome back, T20 Zone TV. Sorry about my throat. It is up, but the show must go on. To my right is Lucas. West Ham United 1, Olympiacos 0. How's your nerves after that one, Lucas, my boy?
I wouldn't. I don't know if I had any nerves. I was pretty emotionless throughout the whole match because it was pretty boring. Personally,
Shit.
I thought the first half was I actually thought the first half was decent.
Yeah.
And then the second half was just incredibly terrible viewing for many different things. But we'll get into that. But 1-0. Happy we got it done in the end. But yeah, it is what it is. It was a crap match, but we got it done.
I don't know how to analyze this game, really. I thought, and I always have a little bit of a mini debate on Twitter. Yeah, some of our players don't know how to pass the bloody ball, mate.
Like, mate, more than that, there's so much to dissect. There was a game within the game today.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, it was just, it was frustrating. Like, obviously, we'll start off at the beginning. We had chances. Benny had a few chances. Aguero had a few chances, but it was just lackluster, wasn't it? From all of them, especially in the front, like the front four. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, everyone wants to slate Antonio for, I guess, his recent performances or what he offers, what he does and doesn't do. But Jared Bowen, literally, I mean, what did he do today, really? He done almost the exact same thing Antonio does week in, week out, in my opinion. But Antonio will get slated. Jared Bowen won't. But I will say this, Jared Bowen, when he does play up top, he's relentless on the press, which Antonio is not. And that's really the only difference. And we saw tonight, even against Olympiacos, like Jared Bowen being relentless on the press up top by himself still really isn't that much of an X factor.
Yeah.
So
it's one of them ones, really. When we're trying to cross balls into Jared Bowen, he's not a target man. He's a person that you want to play on the last man, so to speak. Obviously, the first half was dire, mate. It's been real, and it just wasn't all that at all. What was you thinking at half time, Lucas?
Again, I thought first half was decent. I was more than content with what I saw, and then second half, or let me say this: the first, I would say, 35 minutes, I really enjoyed it. I thought we were pretty good, and then the last 10 in stoppage time, we just died off. We stopped the intensity, which I don't understand why. But going into halftime, I was pretty positive. I just thought we needed to change a few things, and we could get on the board faster. But that definitely didn't happen.
Second half starts, and then our backs are firmly against the wall. We're getting Olympiacos come out, and it seems like this happens to West Ham all the time. Literally all the bloody time. Yeah, they come out second half and they're slow at the traps again, and it's just it's becoming an habit now, a serious habit. I wouldn't say they had loads of chances, Olympiacos, but they was a threat. That's the only thing I will say. They look threatening, yeah. But I'm going to ridicule some of these players tonight big time for lack of passing ability. Yeah, some of these players can't pass the ball. And there was a spell in the second half where I'm sitting there, and I even tweeted out, can West Ham players please learn to pass the ball? Because it's not that difficult. And people will say about Moyes, but these are professional footballers, pay a lot of money. And if they can't do a simple 10-yard pass or a 5-yard pass, we've got serious problems.
Yeah, the player ratings is going to be very interesting tonight because I know we won and all, and some people are going to have some paper over their cracks. Take that as you will. It's going to be a weird one because the passing was not great tonight. I'd be really surprised if it was over 80%. Because normally that's, again, I'm not a numbers guy, but that's normally my benchmark that you know what, anything over 80%, not terrible. Anything below 80%, not great. I'm about to check right now, and we were at
about 84. I don't think it's in the 90s. I know that for certain.
Well, we were 81%. So
not good enough. Not good enough at home.
It didn't look like 81%, but
we wasn't far off, was you? You're 1% out. For me, the passing was shit. Yeah, But we'll get to the goal. The goal's a good bit of work from
Great goal.
James Ward-Prowse. I thought he was okay tonight again. Like it's just okay for me. All right, we'll get to the player ratings in a minute, but it was just okay. Talk to me about the goal.
Starts with Lucas Paqueta, ends with Lucas Paqueta. Great ball from James Ward-Prowse. And you know what? If at first I celebrated, obviously, but I was like, I didn't think he was offside because I saw the trailer, or I saw the defender that kept him on. But obviously,
Yeah.
like on screen, when you're not really thinking about it, he did look offside. But then when they played it back, I was like, yeah, I knew he was onside. It was a great run, great pass, and great finish. And Lucas Paqueta, his night tonight was a bit wonky, a bit weird. So his player rating, I could see it being anything from wherever to wherever. I'm not going to spoil anything.
It's any number tonight. I just want to get to this comment from Sean. Yeah, he's just said, "Great show, guys. Thank you very much, Sean. We didn't perform to a higher pressing standard, but we had our moment from Paqueta, which is won us the game. Passing dreadful, shocking, like the substitutions though. I agree on that.
But with James Ward-Prowse, though, there's going to be a certain man that gets cooked tonight for me, because
I know it's
tonight, and I'm not saying this is what has been holding James Ward-Prowse back. This is just a tonight thing, this match, because I understand what you're saying, but like in my opinion, there's more to why you probably thought he was average tonight, and we'll get into that, or I can explain now if you want.
But before you do explain, I'll tell you what, I'll let you explain, and then I want to talk about Thomas Souček, because shout out to Elite. Me and Elite are having backwards and forwards on Twitter. He's telling me that Souček weren't that bad, and I think Souček was absolutely awful when he came on.
Yeah, he was not good when he came on.
And all over the place. I swear he's trying to wind me up, but he ain't going to work tonight. I'm Woosah, mate. I'm a changed man. Talk to me about Edson Alvarez, mate.
Edson Alvarez, what a weird guy. He is a weird character, let me tell you.
I agree with you on this.
Good football player, weird guy. And tonight, I don't know what the crack was with him. And I'm telling you this right now. There's no way that Moyes had these instructions for him on how to play tonight or do what he was doing. But if you look back and notice throughout the whole match, why is Edson Alvarez so much more advanced than James Ward-Prowse? And if you notice, all of our best bits of play tonight started with Edson Alvarez with the defense, passes it upwards to JWP or Paqueta, and then a chance ensues, right? James Ward-Prowse had to babysit this guy tonight, like more than I've ever seen a player have to babysit someone in the midfield before. And someone said to me on Twitter, I think it was Harry, shout out to Harry, James Ward-Prowse had to sit back because he had to keep the shape, because Edson Alvarez was advancing up the pitch for, again, God knows what reason, because on ball today, Edson Alvarez was, to be kind, shaky. And there were certain moments in the match where he was passing the ball pretty well, and I thought he was going to start to ramp it up a bit and like get into that good spot where he's going to have a good match. But Edson Alvarez tonight was incredibly shaky. I thought defensively he was
okay.
All right.
He was okay.
But in terms of playing within the system on the ball, I thought he was shocking today. His passing was decent, but on the ball, his positioning was dreadful.
Like
and James Ward-Prowse, in my opinion, felt the effects of that immensely, because he, in my opinion, he had to babysit the guy tonight.
The only thing the issue I have with him is he turns like a freight train. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like you just don't know where he's going. Like with Edson Alvarez, and he's a bit like Souček in cement.
Yeah, and I don't question his effort at all. And James Ward-Prowse deserves a special recognition tonight, because I thought he put in an insane shift. Not only did he have to babysit Alvarez, he was serving peaches tonight everywhere, got an assist, and defensively was fantastic, in my opinion. So special shout out to him.
Shout out to Steve Bell also. That was a piss poor booking for Alvarez. Thank you very much, Steve. We do really appreciate it on this channel, mate. Thank you very much. I'm concerned with Alvarez keep getting booked to left, right, and centre, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I like the like the
we
desire.
all love it. We all
Yeah,
love it until it becomes a problem. And I've said it. I've said it for a while now that like
yeah,
we'll deal with it when it happens, or we'll deal with the issue when it arises, and it's starting to get
starting to
there
get
now.
close.
And I've been saying again, I agree. I like the aggression, but he just is not. He needs to work on his technical defending. He's just like way too aggressive. He just doesn't try to like get in front of his man enough, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
but it's
And
too early though, Lucas. That's the problem. He's getting booked too early in the game. I can understand
yeah,
it if it's in the last 20 minutes of the game, yeah, and where he's trying to defend, but he's always walking a tightrope, like, and that's dangerous. If teams will suss him out, get him booked, and then work on him to get him sent off at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean?
exactly. And Alvarez has already proved that he is going to be important to our success this season. And even though I've
Yeah.
been slating him for the past 5 minutes, regardless of that, I still think he's very important for many reasons. One, we seem to play our best when he's on the pitch, and two, he's the only guy we got.
I think I like Edson. I do. Right? I do like him, but because I like the geezer doesn't mean to say I can't find little faults with him. Do you know what I mean? I think the
That
yellow
goes for
cards.
literally anyone at this
Yeah, I
club.
know.
Moyes, Paqueta, Kudus, Bowen,
True.
Antonio. That goes for anyone.
Right. The only thing I worry about with Edson Alvarez is his ability to sort of, one, what you've said, clear the ball. Two, when he's on the ball, is he going to, like, he's not really sort of slippery out of positions. He's a bit sort of, I don't like to say it, but he's a bit robotic. Yeah, which is
He is. He's
which is
just
not
stiff.
good. Stiff. Yeah, bang on. That is what it is. And I'm like, oh, mate, like there's certain times where he got dispossessed tonight. But I thought there was a few men tonight that couldn't pass the ball for love of money.
That's
I know,
why. That's why I was saying, like, I even tweeted during the match, like, I just was not liking
yeah,
what positions Alvarez was taking up, because if you swap him with Ward Prowse in those positions, I guarantee you we would have created
yeah.
a couple more, at least half chances. I'm not going to say it would have been the
It is a
difference.
concern though, Lucas. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And listen, right. I'm all for let's see how it goes with Moyes and everything else, yeah. But tonight we had Kudus, Bowen, Benrahma, Paqueta as a front four, yeah, all interchanging,
Hmm.
Bowen up front. What did we really create from them front four other than and
And
one decent chance in the whole game?
that's why I'm saying that Antonio is no player is what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
Hide the blame, or I'll never not criticize a player when they do wrong, but like
yeah.
I think tonight was a perfect example of
Great comment. Go on.
Jared Bowen really wasn't effective at all. You got to look at the patterns.
Yeah.
All year, our strikers have not been effective. And who's been
Yep.
playing striker this whole time? Antonio and Bowen. Bowen
Yep.
put in the same exact performance people would absolutely torch Antonio for. He didn't create anything. He really didn't impact the match. He pressed hard. He ran the channels.
It's the passing though, Lucas. Like, I'm not being funny. Like tonight, amount of times I see sideways and back passing, and I'm screaming. I'm going, listen, stop, keep going, back to Alvarez, yeah, then back to Aguerd, across to Mavropanos, then to Cafal, then back to fucking Alvarez again. Right, when that ball is in the sort of centre circle, yeah, they should be advancing going forward, yeah, and they're not. Now, whether or not the lads who are up front are not making the correct runs or they're not seeing it, they're not seeing it. Like amount of times tonight, Benny's in open space on the left hand side. No one's seeing it. No one's just like everyone's too looking elsewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought Paqueta's passing was shit tonight. Listen, I know he scored the goal, and you can give him credit for that. Yeah, but he goes down well too easy in moments, and when he doesn't get a foul, and they're breaking on us, we're literally down to 10 men because he's on the floor.
Just the attack was stale tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The only thing I just want people to realize is that Bowen up top, definitely not the answer for me. I don't think that is the answer at all. And it would be a really good debate as to whether people would prefer Bowen up top or Antonio up top. I think
I would always say,
I think in certain matches,
yeah,
Bowen would be good up top because he's a relentless presser. But then
yeah,
there's some matches we need Bowen out wide to create, cut in, make plays, and Jared Bowen is not going to be able to do that at striker, in my opinion. And he can only hold up the ball for so long. Because don't get me wrong, Jared Bowen is no weak kid. He's no weak lad. But like Antonio is definitely able to take more of the brunt and the hits than Bowen for a longer period of time.
The thing is with Bowen up top, if he does get a chance, I fancy him to score it every 1 in 2. And that is that's not even a joke. Like if he goes through 1-on-1,
and I agree with that.
I don't worry. Like when Jared Bowen's going through 1-on-1, I don't sit there and go, "Is he going to miss this?" I think this is in the back of the net.
But the thing is like,
yeah,
are we ever going to get that chance with him up top? It's almost like you're wishing for a moment, for him to get a moment. As I think Bowen on the wing, he gives you a better chance to create something rather than him sit back and wait for someone to create for him.
Excuse me, right? Before I get Clive in and read out a couple of them comments, yeah. I did notice when he went on the wing, he's a completely different player. Like you can see it, as a whole. But at present, Antonio's got to learn to sort himself out, mate. Right? And listen, if Antonio comes back into the starting lineup and looks a threat as a centre forward, yeah, I'm all down for that. Yeah, it's the moment when he's not looking like a threat and he's just strolling around. And the thing is with West Ham currently, when Bowen's up front, we're pressing pretty good. So,
yeah, in my opinion, I really think that's the only debate that can be had between Antonio and Bowen is the pressing. And besides that, I'm not joking. If that was Antonio tonight, he probably would have gotten absolutely abused.
Probably, yeah. Right, can you read that out? Because my throat's sore and I'm thingy.
Keith, absolute legend. He's always contributing to the channel. We really appreciate everyone's kind donations. The reffing was terrible again tonight, fact. And if they are going to clamp down on dissent, then they must get decisions right because players are rightfully getting angry, hence Alvarez yellow card. I thought the yellow card was actually kind of soft. And Kudus' yellow card tonight as well. Absolutely. These refs are so power hungry. They're on such an ego trip. Like, have some bollocks about you. Like, banter back with him or something. But I hate that Balkan bastard tonight of a ref was an absolute disgrace. One of the worst I've ever seen. And it's becoming a theme every week. I'm seeing worse and worse and worse. Spoiler alert, that guy's getting a negative rating tonight.
Oh, no,
and his lino as well. Terrible.
Yeah. Clivus, welcome. You have just come back. What did you make of that quickly?
Game was a bit naff. But a win's a win. We'll take it. But not great play, to be fair. Ref was awful. Yeah. I mean, that sums it all up. We got away with it, to be honest. Lucky for a win.
What was the atmosphere like there tonight? Because I'm seeing people in the chat here saying the atmosphere flat.
Yeah, it was flat compared to the Arsenal game, cup game. Like, it was flat for sure. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a problem there with that, isn't it? Listen, and people will say about Moyes tonight, and they'll be going, "Oh, Moyes again," and I'll be like saying, "Well, how about our fucking players learn to pass the ball? That'd be a good start." Do you know what I'm saying? Anything else, Clive, you want to add before we get into the player ratings?
Say that again. It blips out. It blips out.
Anything you want to add for the player ratings, mate?
I don't know what you guys have discussed because I've literally just got back. But I mean, the ref was consistently bad. At least everyone got a yellow card at that point.
I'll give you a quick rundown. I cooked Alvarez. Okay. Praise James Ward-Prowse for having to babysit him all match. And
I did understand. That was one thing I'd like to see changed, actually. I don't understand why out of the two players, Alvarez was going forward.
Yes. Oh my God.
Not JWP. Like, if you're going to do that, you might as well have played Suchek.
And did you realize all of our best bits of play all started with Alvarez making the initial pass to JWP or Paqueta And then,
yeah, exactly.
And then furthermore,
Exactly.
that's when good play ensued.
Yeah, I didn't like some of the players' attitude. No one was moving about tonight, which was really frustrating.
Bang on.
I'm trying to think what else.
Passing
Yeah,
shit.
they were. Yeah,
I also
passing was
mentioned
okay to an extent.
the numbers.
81%, Clive.
No,
Yeah,
81%.
but like I don't think the other 19% is necessarily because of bad passing. No, I think a lot of that 19% was because no players were moving about.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah.
I don't know. I think 81% it's okay.
Still good.
I wouldn't say it's
Should
great,
be more.
but,
I'd like it to be like 87, 88.
And then the last thing we talked about was I said if Antonio put in the performance that Bowen did tonight, he would get absolutely abused. But I did say Bowen was great in the press today. He was absolutely relentless, but he done just as much as Antonio normally does.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with that.
Right, let's get into the player ratings. Join in the chat. It goes a long way. Lucas Fabianski, Clive, I'll let you go first. What's your rating of him tonight? Clean sheet.
This might be the easiest one of the night.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, clean sheet, good passing in most situations. There was a couple of, questionable ones. Yeah, I think Fabianski was good, kept us in it where we needed, but he wasn't necessarily needed too much. High 6 from me. Nothing amazing.
I'm going to give him a 7. He kept a clean sheet. He done what he had to do tonight. Keep a clean sheet. That's what he's done. So mine's quick rating 7. Lucas.
For me, I would normally give a 7 because he got a clean sheet, but that honestly, I don't think I can remember a match that West Ham played where the goalkeeper done literally nothing. He did absolutely nothing tonight. He was on vacation. He was on holiday, an intense holiday, very boring holiday, but he was on holiday in his 6-yard box. So I'm gonna give him a strong 6. And he's only not getting a 7 because if he would have made like 2 saves, he probably gets a 7 from me. But
that's what I mean. I don't. Yeah,
and it's not his fault, obviously. But I can't give a 7 for a night because he literally just had nothing to do.
Fair enough. We move on to Vladimir Soufal. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go first. I thought he was fucking shite tonight, mate. So not even joking. Like, amount of times he goes forward and he checks his run, or he runs back, gets the ball, and where he's got no pace, Soufal, he's not like Emerson. He can't do them driving runs. Yeah, so he really needs someone to do like a 1-2 with him to get him up the pitch. I thought he was fucking average, mate, at best. So I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10 for me. What are you saying, Lucas?
I actually thought his link-up play was pretty decent tonight, and defensively thought he was very good. Spoiler, I actually thought the whole entire defense was solid tonight. There's going to be no complaints from me, but this one is a bit tricky because you know me, the way I rate, just because you do one aspect of the game well doesn't mean I'm going to give you a high rating because it's a law of averages, baby, math.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to give him just a 7. I thought he was pretty good tonight, personally. His crossing, not great, but I thought he linked up play decently. 78% pass accuracy for a fullback, in my opinion, I think is actually decent because of all the positions they're put in, and they are asked to make some difficult passes sometimes. But and defensively, thought he was fantastic. So I'm giving him just a 7.
Don't get it, but I respect it. Fair enough.
Fine.
Clive, what are you saying?
Yeah, I don't think he was that bad either. I understand what you're saying.
I don't disagree with a 6, mate, but I just thought he was better than that.
If it ain't people on fucking X, shout out to them. Yeah, if people in this freaking YouTube, mate, are trolling me now. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it, man. Go on, Clive. I'll let you land.
Once you try and hit your teenage years again with the voice breaks.
I know.
Literally 6 and 7. It's just one number. If I said 8, uproar, I would get it.
Yeah, but a 7 is like a good, solid performance. A 6 to me is like he done okay. He was just okay for me. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, no, I don't think it was like a fantastic performance. It wasn't vintage Soufal, that's for sure. But I do think he works really well alongside Kudus down that right side. Every time they were sort of playing through, and then Kudus was going more into the middle and whatnot, it worked out so well. It would have been nice to have seen a little bit more from Soufal in terms of from an attacking prospect, but I think we just lacked in the final third tonight.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's a high 6 for Soufal. So I'm sort of in
what do I
both
say?
the ratings.
The truth always lies somewhere in the middle.
There we go.
100%. Let's move on to the Greek centre half, Mavropanos. Lucas, let you go first as well.
Again, I thought he was solid tonight. A lot better than last match, obviously. 90% pass accuracy. I think he got his head onto one header, won both of his tackles, only attempted 9 ball recoveries, good in the air. Solid 7. I don't think he put a foot wrong tonight. And he made he made a good run forward at the end as well. I'm telling you, I think we need to utilize that a bit more. Those 1-2s from the center half to Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
And that one that he made, I thought was really good. And he did get us a corner. And I thought the ball that he put in was actually going to be quite decent back post. But solid 7 for me. Didn't put a foot wrong. And yeah, clean sheet.
Clive, what are you saying?
Yeah, so the reason I didn't give our right back a 7 was because I'm actually saving it for our lovely centre backs. So with Mavropanos, for me, it wasn't actually just. I agree with the attacking play. I loved that little 1-2, and then he just cut through. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But for me, it was actually the clearances, the blocks he did tonight. Mavropanos looked great. He looked absolutely fantastic tonight. For me, a very high 7. He had a fantastic game.
I'm going to ask you this, the pair of you, before I get to my rating. Yeah, is it a bit of a concern that 1 week he's good, another week he's all over the place, and then another week he's good again? Why?
No, because for me in the Bundesliga, you don't get team of the season unless you're consistent. He's had one, maybe 2 bad games for us, but he's only just started to come into the setup. And I think as a centre back, sometimes you have to rely on your other centre back as well. So I think that's an aspect. You've also got to understand the different playing technique or style of the team, which is different to what he's used to. And he's got to understand how the Premier League style of other teams are.
What you just said, I think applies more to Agard. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But Agard has been here long enough to be less inconsistent now. Whilst I think Mavropanos, we can't say he's inconsistent when he's only had one and a bit bad games, because we've only seen him for 3 or 4 games. If he applies himself for 3 out of those 4 games the way he has consistently, then for 9 out of 10 games, if he's like that, I can accept him having one shit show.
I understand what you're saying there. I'm actually going to give him a strong 7, like a high 7. I thought he was decent tonight. I agree with Lucas 100%. The driving runs from centre half, we don't have that. Like, and he's been doing that. That ain't the first time he's done it this season. He's done it he's done it against Arsenal, if memory serves me right. I think he's solid. I think he's strong. I think his awareness is good. I think he's a decent player. For the money that we paid for him, I think he's a decent player. So he gets a strong 7 for me. Let's move on to the other man, Nayef Aguerd. Clive, what are you saying?
Yeah, again, great from him tonight. Passing wasn't too bad from him. I think he had a couple of attempts on goal with the headers, didn't he? That first half header, the Olympiacos goalie had a corker, to be honest. He looked like he was just going to keep us out. That first half header, 9 times out of 10, that would have gone in. I think defensively he did well, made a few clearances. He won a lot of the aerial battles tonight, which was good. Again, a high 7 from me.
What are you saying, Lucas?
Nayef Aguerd. As much as I ripped into him the last 2 matches, I do love the guy. I love his profile. I love what he offers. and I really do think he can be such a good defender. And tonight he showcased. And again, I'm not saying Olympiacos is a downgrade, small club or whatever, but tonight he proved against a decent side like what he can offer. And I don't get the guy. He's so good in the air on set pieces going forward, but in defense is very shaky because he was an absolute maverick in the air tonight.
But was he good because they were shit? Let's be honest here. Yeah, I back Aguerd up quite a bit, but even I can look at him tonight and say, Nath, you was good, but they didn't really give him any grief.
It'd be a bit contradictory because we lost to them last time we played. So really, how like crap can we say they are? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at it. It was a good.
Yeah, but if you look at isolate this game tonight as the whole 90 minutes, what did they really do to sort of put Aguerd under any pressure?
I get that. That's why I'm not like really going over the top, and I'm just looking at it for what it is. I thought he had a good, solid match, one of our better players, and he was part of a defensive unit, in my opinion, that done well tonight. So he's going to get the same rating as Dino, and I'm giving him a solid 7.
Solid 7 for me. High 7, same as Mav. I want Nottingham Forest to do well, mate. And the problem is with Nottingham Forest is you just never know what Nottingham Forest is going to turn up. That's the problem. If he turns up and he's on it, we've got a good player. If he turns up and he's not on it, we've got one of the worst players at the club. So I think it was a good performance from him tonight. Obviously, I think he needs to sort of back that up on Sunday, but he deserves a strong 7 tonight. I thought he was good in the air. He was good on the ground. Tackling was good. His awareness tonight was good also, so he deserves a bit of respect for that. So, strong 7 from me. Let's come to this man, Emerson. Lucas.
I love this man. And I think I should be the official spokesperson of common sense when it comes to his rating because of how much I love him. This one, kind of tough. I'm not going to lie, because I thought defensively he didn't have a lot to do today. He was effective going forward a few times, but besides that, well, no, he overlapped well. Did he get the ball a lot? I really don't think he touched the ball a lot.
I love his driving runs though, mate. Yes. I'm not gonna lie.
The dynamic he brings to that is absolutely fantastic. He had 6 ball recoveries, 80% pass accuracy. Oh, this one's tough, man, because he didn't do a lot defensively, in my opinion. He worked hard, he overlapped hard, and he had a few good runs. You know, and because he kept a clean sheet, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. But I was on the brink of like a strong 6. But I think he deserves a 7. I'm going to give him a 7.
Easy rating for me. Probably the easiest rating of the night for me. Strong 7. Close to an 8. I like this geezer a lot. And when he's not in the side, West Ham are light.
He just brings that dynamic.
He brings the energy, mate. Yeah, he brings the energy on the left-hand side. And the driving runs are good. Defensively, he was pretty decent tonight.
He's always overlapping, always running.
And he's always looking to be on the move, right? Which you never see Emerson really standing still from an attacking position. Never, right? So, yeah, strong 7 for me. I think it's pretty fair. And, yeah, Clive, what are you saying?
Yeah, for me, strong 7 as well. I mean, yeah, coming down the left side, he looked good. It was just, I'm just trying to think. Do you know what the irony is? Sufal struggles to go upwards on the right, but then Kudus looks great, right? But then you go down the left side, and it's the opposite end. Emerson looks great going upwards, and then Benny slows the play up. It's a role reverse. It's like we need one new person on the left side, one new person on the right side. It's frustrating. Emerson had a good game, though. Not to take that away from him there. Again, yeah, I think everyone's encapsulated that quite well, to be honest. So for me, it's a high 7 as well.
I speak for all Emerson lovers.
Emerson lovers, indeed. Let's move on to this man, Edson Alvarez.
Tricky.
And what better person to go to than Lucas?
Very, very tricky one. Because like I said to you earlier, on the surface, I don't think he had a horrific match. But the game within the game
was
absolutely horrible. Like we discussed earlier. There's no way on God's green earth he was advising Edson Alvarez to be more advanced than JWP. And that hurt us a lot tonight, in my opinion. And I think that almost took away from James Ward-Prowse because he had to babysit, in my opinion, Edson Alvarez. He had to take up his position as a CDM. He wasn't getting the ball in normal positions that he thrives in. That's really like one of the main. I'm not gonna say that's a main reason why we nicked a win tonight, but I think if we role reverse that, we maybe could have gone 2-0 up and been a bit more comfortable, maybe a bit more attacking or nice on the eye. But overall, his passing was good, 90%. Defensively, I thought he was okay. I thought his yellow card was a bit soft, in my opinion. But he's just so aggressive that's what you sign up for. I'm gonna give him a 6. I think that's fair, and a part of me kind of wanted to be a little bit more harsh, but I'm putting my smart hat on. So,
I agree with you. Yeah, what you're saying about him just going forward and losing the ball, and the problem is with Edson Alvarez. I love the geezer. Yeah, I like what he brings to West Ham United. The only problem I do have with him currently is he keeps getting booked too early in games, and then we're under pressure because teams will target this geezer all day long. Good teams will target him and go, right, we'll just get him booked, and then that nullifies West Ham as a whole.
I don't think it'd be a huge problem if we had another defensive midfielder in the helm.
I agree on that.
Suchek.
Yeah, well,
brother.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to land on this. For me, I agree with you slightly about him turning. His clearances, you was bang on about. You was the first one before any person that I'd seen on social media mention about the clearances are all going all over the place. Yeah, they're never controlled.
It's the weirdest thing of all time.
It is the weirdest thing. Yeah, I like how he gets stuck in, and maybe you got to take a yellow card to get stuck in. But sometimes you got to play the cute game a little bit and try not to get booked, because him getting booked regularly is a problem, because he's the only real defensive midfielder, solid DM in West Ham's whole team. I thought tonight, passing was inconsistent, going forward, literally at will.
Would you like a fun fact?
Go ahead.
He was our most accurate passer in the team over 45 minutes.
Well, that's madness, mate. I see him lose about 3 or 4 passes.
No, like I said before Clive got here, his passing was very good. Yeah. But just everything besides that, like positionally was terrible. And I see Damien in here talking about he doesn't get the babysit comment. I just feel like because Alvarez was more advanced than JWP, and when Alvarez would get the ball, turn it over. I mean, he only got dispossessed once, but like, who knows truly the true definition of that fact. But in transition, Ward-Prowse is having to bust his gut back, pick up his position, all while James Ward-Prowse doesn't get a chance to thrive when he should be.
Comment on that from Troj. Shout out to Troj. Alvarez was all right. Shame he's slow as fuck. Totally agree. My rating, high 6. Fredson Alvarez. Clive, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm frustrated that he was going forward, not JWP. If that was the case, you might as well have Suchek going forward, because they're very similar style.
Exactly. I was actually begging. I was begging for Suchek to come on.
Yeah, they're tall, long legs. Cardio sessions, as James likes to point out.
True.
And do you know what the irony is? Talking of cardio sessions, every time my man went forward with that ball, one little touch with his long legs, and the ball's gone about 6 meters further out, and that's why he loses it. So when he lost it and then he made the challenge that got him the yellow, I do think because of how early in the game it was, it shouldn't have been a yellow and it should be more of a talking to. But it's exactly that sort of tackle that gets you a yellow card in the first place. Yeah. So a little bit frustrating. He gets a 6 from me as well.
6 for you. Let's move on.
Yes,
to this man, James Ward-Prowse. Clive, I'll let you go first.
Oh, he's a beautiful man. He's allegedly a dead ball merchant, dead ball specialist, and there's nothing else about him apparently. But then he manages to spin a ball.
Oh,
to
Clive.
one and only Lucas Paqueta.
You're getting the claps tonight, mate. You're getting the claps. Go on. Carry on.
He spins a beautiful world-class ball to Lucas Paqueta, who then just has to finish off the man's work.
Great
JWP, he is the hard man that you needed in the team. He looked the part the whole game. Every single cross that he performed tonight, in terms of like from the corners and everything, he looked a threat from a corner point of view. Like I say, theoretically speaking, 9 times out of 10 we would have got a goal in that first half from a Gued's header. All of the corners were spot on. We still can't seem to get him a free kick in a perfect place, which is very frustrating. Yeah. There's nothing more that I'd love to see than a JWP free kick going. But the longer this continues, the more he's showing that he's not a dead ball specialist. So it's kind of working out in his favour here. But his assist tonight was it was beautiful. It was really well placed, and not a lovely dink over the defence. And the way he's just positioned that so well. It's something out of nothing, that ball. So it's fantastic. Great on the passing tonight. Great defensively. Yes, his passes are very small, and yeah, they're not always positive passes, but ultimately, considering how the team played and the fact that we weren't moving into great positions half the time,
because one of his teammates took up all his positions.
Yeah, exactly. So in all fairness, there's not really much you can ask from JWP tonight. I think he gets a very, very solid 8.
Oh, I'll go next. I'll give him just a 7 for me. I thought he was all right. I think the assist papers over a little bit for me. Yeah. I think the passing it's good in moments. Yeah. Like, it's just good in moments. Like, you do one good pass, and whenever I go, yeah, that's it. And then you do a simple pass down the line for someone, it go out for a throw-in or something. It's just, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet with him. Yeah. I think he was okay, but the assist gets him a higher rating tonight for me. So I'm going to make it a strong 7. Lucas.
I love when things just come into fruition. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. Clive goes with a solid 8. You go with a 7. I was debating between an 8 and a strong 7, but I'm feeling a strong 7 tonight. And I don't know. I've seen better from Ward-Prowse, but I think he just put in an absolute shift tonight. The assist was great. His set piece, his corners tonight, he was serving peaches every single one. He probably should have had 1 or 2 more assists on top of the one he had tonight, if we're being honest. But and I just thought he got stuck in well. I thought he defended well in transition. His passing was good. And again, in my opinion, babysitting one of his other teammates who, for some reason, was taking up all his positions. So a strong 7 for me, and I am going to give him my man of the match.
Yeah, he gets my man of the match as well.
Oh, bloody hell. We move on to this man, Lucas Paqueta. Tricky rating tonight for me. I'll go first on it. For me, the goal is a good goal. Excellent finish. He see the run. Obviously, Ward-Prowse found him. He made the run, got the goal. That's all good. The thing that's irritating me a little bit is the fancy footwork and going down easily, and then West Ham are literally getting counter-attacked, and he's just rolling around on the floor. Some of his passing today was not all that either. Not all that. Fair enough, he done a nice bit of skill in the second half when he was 1-0 up in the corner. He spun around, back heel through and everything. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with him. I'm going to give him a 7 because of the goal, but I don't think he was all that tonight. I really don't. Lucas, what you saying?
I think that's fair, and I know exactly what you're saying. And me and Mitch have been saying this ever since he got signed. You have just got to take some of the crap that he puts out sometimes, because he has that thing that West Ham never seem to get. We get it once every 15 years. It's that player with a moment of brilliance.
Yeah.
You've just got to take and I totally get it. I totally get it.
Let's be honest here. If the goal don't go in from him,
yeah, he probably gets a 5 or a high 5.
Yeah.
Again, it's you pay the big bucks, the pound sterling for moments like that, and he delivered. And like I said, you just got to take some of the crap that comes with him, not off the pitch, obviously, but some of the stuff you're so frustrated on the pitch. You have just got to not look past it, but you got to get over it a bit because he does bring that kind of magic. The goal he scored tonight was absolutely fantastic. He starts it, finishes it.
The only thing
I'm giving him just a 7.
The only thing I will say before I come to Clive is the fact that he keeps going down under light tackles, trying to buy free kicks. That's all well and good if you get away with it. When you're not getting away with it, and West Ham are getting countered, and he's on the floor rolling around, it's not good. It's not good.
The last thing I want to say before Clive goes, I totally get that as well. But if he didn't work hard, I would totally be on his back about that. And don't get me wrong, I hate that he dives a bit and he falls on the ground easy. But to me, that cancels out a bit because he does work extremely hard when he's on
he works hard, yeah. Clive, what you saying?
Yeah, I agree with all the points made. But every time he did lose the ball and whatnot, he did press. He did, try and go for the players, get those interceptions. So, he had his moments, but some of the passing and the blind passing that he does just irritates me at times. But yeah, if it wasn't for the goal, he wouldn't really get a high rating. For me, he gets I think I'm going to give him a high 6.
Oh.
I mean, evening, fellas. Weird game tonight, but we got the W. Old man, hope you're well, mate. I agree with this comment from Thomas. Yeah, slightly. Some of the misplaced passes is because players are not on the same wavelength. I get that, but some of them passes were easy passes through.
Yeah.
Right, and it was more the quality of the pass rather than the player, if I'm being honest. So, let's come to this man. Saeed Ben Rama. Clive, what you saying?
Tough one because he had a good couple of shots. That one in the first half with his right.
I would say unlucky not to score that one. It was a great save from the goalkeeper.
Exactly. It was full stretch, both hands on it. The other shots were a little bit meh. The one that he dragged on the left side was okay because obviously it got us a corner and whatnot, but there wasn't really much else. He just wasn't much of a threat.
The very first shot, though, I'm not going to lie, my blood was boiling off the rip because he should have laid it right on off the Bowen, and Bowen would have had a fantastic chance.
He needs a goal, Betty, mate. I'm going to be real. He needs a goal. That's why
he does. Moments. It's those moments where Benrahma decides to take a 20-yarder and it goes wide right when Bowen is literally like.
I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but then everyone would moan that no one takes no shots. One thing with Benrahma, and I've always said this, even in the good times and the bad, that geezer will have a go. He would have a shot. Like, whether it's on target, not another thing, but he would always have a shot. Do you know what I mean? So, what are you rating, Clive?
He just didn't have much attacking other than those couple of moments. I feel like everything was more on the right side of the pitch tonight. And for me, because of that, he only gets a 6.
I'll go next. Needs a goal. Sorry, Benrahma. I will say that, and that's why I was really, really pissed off the other week when Antonio just took the goal off him, because I think if this kid can get a goal, he might sort of get some confidence again. I thought it was just a standard performance from him tonight. Standard, he has a go. He does his thing. He got subbed off for Maxwell Cornet. Solid 6 for me. Lucas, what you saying?
Yeah. I agree with all of you. And one thing I want to reiterate what Clive said earlier, how both sides of the ball, it's just a weird opposite dynamic. How Emerson's great at building up, but Benrahma slows everything down. And then Kudus, great at going forward, but Soufal seems to slow it down and not be that great going forward. But Benrahma, I thought, was okay today. Like I said, unlucky not to score a goal. If he scores, probably an easy 7. But the guy is just so slow. He's so slow. His decision making is so slow. And I just think if he was a bit more on his feet, which it's frustrating because I look at him and Garrett almost the same. I know there's a player in Benrahma, but there's just something mentally with him, and I've always said it. It frustrates me that a player needs confidence because you're playing in the Premier League, you're playing in one of the biggest clubs in the world. That should be all the confidence you need, in my opinion. But it's whatever. 6 doesn't deserve anything higher, nothing lower. 6 is the perfect score.
Mohamed Kudus. I'm gonna let Lucas go first this one. What do you say?
So, you know how everyone got extremely upset at me the one match where I gave Kudus a high five?
Mm-hmm.
I forget which match that was, but it was almost the same performance in my opinion, but I thought he was better than that tonight. So when I gave him a high five, everyone was in complete uproar because I thought he dribbled well, he drove the ball well, but besides that, nothing really. He didn't make a huge impact in the final third, but I thought he dribbled and drove the ball really well.
Yeah.
He was strong, but that shouldn't that shouldn't give you a 7. You've got to be able to create a little bit of something. But I thought Kudus was a little bit better than that rating that everyone was in uproar about. I'm gonna give him a 6. His passing was actually decent, 83%. I thought he worked hard as well. He always works hard. I love it. But he didn't create anything out of those driving runs or dribbles. So I can't just rate him because he looked good going forward. He didn't. There's nothing impactful about it.
For me, I'll go next. He's too far back. He's too deep. He needs to be further up the pitch. I'm going to be honest. If we can get an overlapping right back on that side, someone who can bomb down that side like Emerson does on the left, then Mohamed Kudus comes into his own 100%. And I will say that to the day I fucking snuff it. Kudus, I thought was decent, but not great. If that makes sense, I thought it was just a decent performance from him.
It was the Everton match. I'm not joking. Tonight was literally not far off the Everton match, and I got absolutely pelted. I
do feel the yellow card sort of rattled him a little bit because there was a few decisions that he wasn't getting. There was he got the ball goes out for a throw in, they give it the other way, he gets booked.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It just wasn't. I'm gonna listen. It happens to all the players. It wasn't his night tonight, so he's gonna get a sort of standard middle of the road 6 for me. Clive, what you saying?
Yeah, I mean, he looked promising. The way he kept getting past 2 players on the right side was fantastic. But yeah, he didn't again. The final third tonight was the issue, wasn't it? We didn't really create much opportunities or chances. If you actually think about it, with the exception of Benny's shot, everything really came from corners. There wasn't really a lot tonight. So on that basis, you can't give him a high rating, but he's exciting to watch. And when we do fix things in that final third, perhaps that's when we're going to see the best out of him.
I didn't think he was that bad tonight.
He wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't his night.
It wasn't bad.
Exactly.
He was just average, though, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean? So for me, it's a 6. A bang average 6.
Bang average 6. We move on to this man, Jared Bowen. Lucas had a lot to say earlier on. Speak now, Lucas.
Yeah, like I said, if Antonio put in the performance that Jared Bowen did tonight, in my opinion, I think he gets absolutely carved up. He gets called the Brentwood doorman every 5 seconds. But tonight, I just think proves as to why Bowen is also not the answer up top at striker. And I said earlier, the only thing that he offers more than Antonio up top, in my opinion, is relentless pressing. And that is a tactic. Well, no, obviously his finishing is better than Antonio's.
100%, yeah.
But he's got to get the ball in the area to finish.
I agree.
I was going to say he only had 15 touches tonight. So
exactly. And Antonio will go in matches with the same amount of touches, and he gets absolutely abused.
Yeah, in all fairness, it is. I agree with Lucas on this. This is evidence that we need a striker. Simple as.
Yes.
We need a striker.
We all know that. Yeah. But people will not.
The problem that will then happen is where are you going to play
emotional damage.
Where are you going to play Kudus, Paqueta, Bowen, all of these things? So if anything, we're just going to create more issues for ourselves. But
see, I do agree with that comment. I do agree with Rich there.
And I was literally going to say that. I was literally just about to say that. All I'm saying is people just got to they got to look at it fairly. And we all know the answer. We need a new striker, but people were crying that Bowen was the answer. He's not. If Antonio done what he did tonight, absolute witch hunt on Twitter and possibly here tonight. But Bowen, pressing was fantastic, but that kind of pressing, it only works in certain matches. Like, I would love that against certain clubs. I like Antonio better. Or I like Antonio's start because I think he'd be more effective.
Yeah, but you know what it is, though, Luke? What it is, Lucas, for me, with Bowen, he can play in different positions and still be quite effective. Like if he goes he went for centre forward tonight.
He wasn't effective at all, though.
It wasn't effective, really. He goes to the right wing, like Rich says, different player.
That I totally agree.
So you can do that in game. With Antonio, he goes as a centre forward. He doesn't do it. He goes on the wing. He doesn't do it.
Do you know
what I mean?
Fair. I totally get it. I just think Bowen, was he terrible tonight? No. Was he fantastic? No. He was just there, in my opinion. And when he did get transitioned to the wing, he actually made some sort of effect going forward. So I'm going to give him a 6.
Clive, what you saying, mate?
I was going to give him a high 5.
I wasn't far off. I mean,
yeah, and I agree with Lucas's point of view. And had that been Antonio, I would have ridiculed him. So he's not wrong.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, high 5.
It was average.
So shut up, mate. Shut up. Yeah, right. Shut up, mate. Shut up. James, shut up because you're going to get emotionally damaged. For me, excuse me, I get what you're saying, and you're right to a point. Yeah, but the only thing with Mikel Antonio and Jared Bowen is if there is only one chance in the game, I'd always fancy Bowen to put it away.
We all agree with that.
We all would.
So I think Bowen up front is a work in progress. Yeah, and for me, he has to.
It's your favorite saying. It's paper over the cracks.
It's paper over the cracks to a point. Yeah, but don't get me wrong. How can I put this? He ain't gonna kick into gear like that, is it? Like it's gonna take time for them to say.
You could say the same thing with JWP playing in a double pivot with Alvarez.
True. Like I say it about my voice and all because I just lost it. But listen, I'm gonna give him. Oh yeah, you got a point. I'll give him. Well, don't like to say it, Jared, but high 5, mate.
So after all that, I ended up giving him the highest rating.
Exactly.
We say nothing on here, you mean? Because otherwise people start crying on other channels. So it is what it is. Right, we'll move on to Thomas Souček. Clive, this is going to be interesting because when he come on, I thought he was shit, mate. So what are you saying for Thomas Souček?
I mean, it did not take you long to send out it's not even called a tweet anymore, is it?
Called a repost. Repost, that's what it's called.
Yeah. I mean, look, it didn't take you long to go on the hatred of Thomas Souček.
It's not hatred, mate. He was like a statue. Go
on. I mean, he was only on for about 10, 12 minutes, whatever it was. There's not really much for me to report. He just gets a 5. I mean, I can't really give him much.
Lucas.
I'm gonna give him a 4. You just see when he came on, it's a bit of an unfortunate situation, like when he come on and then he just really didn't deliver.
Yeah, he didn't impact the game at all, like in a positive light for sure.
Yeah.
But what I would say is I do think Moyes should have made substitutions earlier in the game. Personally.
Possibly.
Yeah, they cost him better than all.
I'll give him just a 4. It was just I don't think he was all that myself, if I'm being honest. We'll move on to this man. Give us a quick rating for him, lads. He come on. I was looking forward to seeing him. Then I didn't see him. So
10 for being alive and making it on the pitch.
Someone paid the ransom demand to get him on the pitch. So yeah. Clive, anything on corner?
Did he touch the ball?
I don't even. Do you know what, mate?
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I think I'm going to skip a
Two
rating
touches.
to Cornet.
2 touches of the ball for Maxwell
Oh, there you
Cornet.
go.
Two touch. Was it 2-touch Cornet? We're going to call him from now on. There you go.
Oh,
Right,
God.
this man, come on. What you saying for him?
10 for getting on the pitch. He got
He's
on
been
by any
freed.
means necessary.
He's
by
been
any
freed
means-
from West Ham
Yes.
jail.
He got on the pitch by any means necessary. He is freed from David Moyes' jail. He has
Yeah,
beat the case.
yeah.
10 for Mubama.
But you are in. You know what I mean? So take him down, officer. Yeah, listen, over the moon to see him. I said it the other day, right? Free Mbamba. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Divine. I said free Divine. Yeah, and he got freed. So yeah, shout out to him. We'll move on because there's no point even giving any ratings for him because he was only on for a few
10.
minutes. But this man, mate, he's like
I'm going to take a leaf out of
Yes.
Lucas's book.
Yes,
Minus
come on.
6,600
Yeah!
fucking how many thousands? What
Terrible.
the actual?
Let the hate
Where
consume you. Let it consume
Where
you. Let
in
it
the UEFA did he come?
bring out
from?
your Moyes out hatred and put it into the put it into the fucking ref, mate. Go on.
Yes.
Like where in the UEFA hell did they find him? Because
Mate, somewhere in the
Bruh.
Balkan Mountains,
oh my god, they
crying out for a job.
They delved deep. They literally went to the equivalent of Hackney Marshes of somewhere in the Balkans. They went somewhere. They went somewhere, but he's clearly very soft because I did not know what any decision. I was scared there was going to be a penalty against us when I saw a ball touch a hand, and I thought, oh no, here we go. I just thought he was just going to give it at that point. I did not know what to expect. He didn't let the game play. Every time an Olympiacos player went down, he would stop the play. Every
I've been
time,
outdone on this rating.
yeah, like
100 trillion.
There you go. Like just every time, it just seemed to be it stopped. The game stopped to Olympiacos' wanting of what pace they wanted. It was pathetic. The goalie should have been told off for the length of time taking goal kicks. That was another thing that peeved me off. The only thing that was consistent about him was yellow carding everyone, to be honest. It was horrific.
He was awful, man.
I'll be keeping an eye on him for his future matches. We can make a quick buck.
Yeah.
Right, so that's been close rating. I'll go next. I'll leave Lucas till last. I thought he was shit. Absolute dire. Yellow cards galore. Throw-ins and corners that wasn't. He was just absolutely dreadful. And the problem is, it's basically...
Can I say the only decision that he got right, which no one in the crowd understood except from me, was you know when those two Olympiacos players went down at the same time?
Yeah.
And they both got checked. He was right to leave them on the pitch because I don't know if you guys have ever seen.
You can't take two people off.
Yeah, it's a Jose Mourinho thing. I've seen this before so many times. And basically, Mourinho told his Chelsea players, if both of you go down, they can't take you off if you've been looked at by a medic or like your team doctor. So like it was so funny because everyone was so confused. But I think that was the only decision the ref got right there.
So he gets a 1 for turning up, right, in all weathers and trying to do a career in reffing. Lucas.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to beat that negative 100 trillion, but I'll go negative 99 trillion. He was absolute dog.
Shout out to Ginger Andy Carroll. Yeah, I mean,
I don't get beat often on these ref ratings, but I give it to you.
Ginger Andy Carroll's done you tonight. He's had you up like a good one. Do you know what I mean? Let's move on to this man, David Moyes, West Ham United manager, currently right now. People want to hang him. People want to shoot him. People want to say he's cancer. He's our manager. And I'm sorry, you just got to respect what he's doing right now. Might not like him, but you got to respect it. You got to show a bit of class. Yeah. In life, you got to be nice to people, and being nice will get you a long way in life. Yeah, I'll go first in this one. People were saying about Moyes in Twitter earlier. Yeah, and I'm like, well, hold on a minute. He's picked a strong team. he's gone out. He's gone for it tonight, big time. Right? What more can he do tonight? If these players can't learn to pass the ball, and their passing was shit, 81% is not good against Olympiacos at home. I'm sorry, but it's not good. I don't blame him. He brings the subs on a little bit too late for me, but I think the goal come at the right time. Yeah, because I think he was looking to make them subs then, basically. So I'm going to give a quick rating. I'm going to give him a 7 tonight. I think he got the job done. What more can he do? What more can he do? People will criticise him and sit there and actually preach his name like he's the like fucking the devil. He's not the devil. He's just a human being, and he deserves a lot more respect than he gets. That's all I'm going to say on that. Was the football pretty tonight? No, I will say that. And anyone who went there tonight, they've got a strong case for saying it was shit tonight. But we got the W, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. So it's 7 for me. Clive, what you saying?
6 from me. And the reason I say that is because even though, yes, we'd scored, I saw Olympiacos making subs by like 63, 65 minutes, and then a further 3 in the early 70 odds. And yeah, I feel like we didn't look as good in the second half in that first 20 minutes either. So for me, it would have been nice to have freshened things up and made a couple of changes at that point. And to be honest, our goal did come from a little piece of excellence of just it came out of nothing really. So ultimately, you know, yes, I understand he probably was playing out the draw. I didn't like the players' change of attitude. As soon as we scored, we stopped taking corners. We did that short corner, things like that. Just a bit of a negative attitude. I would have liked, I would have liked for us to go in for that second. So, yeah, I don't know, but I know what West Ham are like. We end up never trying to keep a 1-0 and we end up conceding, and we almost did concede tonight. So ultimately that ended up being a bit of a dicey one, but we got the result, we got the win. I know his football's not exactly the most attractive, but I think just the man management was lacking tonight, so he gets a 6.
Lucas.
I'm gonna give. I was almost able to say with a straight face. I was gonna give him a 10 for bringing the bomb on over Ings, but everything I agree with Clive and you. I'm gonna give him a for the win tonight because that does put us in great position to top the group because we do play the Serbian side next time on the 30th, and if we beat them, we will. We just
got a draw. No, we wouldn't. Because if Freiburg beat us, then it will be.
Well, no, I'm not saying mathematically. I just think we will.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because
no matter what, we're playing European football as of this moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm going to give him a strong 6 for the win tonight. But I agree with Clive on the substitution thing. Just like any other week, it's the same feelings. I'm not even going to really go into it. But about as strong as a lineup as you can have. Certain players decided to do things against the tactics, so can't really blame Moyes for that. If whoever thinks that Alvarez is supposed to be more advanced than JWP, and that's down to Moyes, get your head checked. Not saying anyone in the chat said that, but if they did, I'd want them to see a doctor immediately. Consult someone, but just the substitutions really bother me. Really, that's about it. So I'm going to give him a strong 6.
Strong 6 for you, for David Moyes. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. West Ham United 1, Olympiacos 0. We got the job done in the end. Yeah, and that's all we care about is the W. Yeah. Sometimes you ain't always gonna go the right way. Yeah. But it did do so right, and we got to appreciate it. Let's look to the future now, lads, as we always do before we wrap this up.
Nottingham Forest.
How much of a massive game is that Forest game on Sunday for you?
Huge.
Yeah,
it's massive because that sort of positioning from 6th to I think 12th or 13th is very tight,
and that's supposed to be a turnaround match.
And I think this is the time where we need to win these sort of fixtures because you've got another international break coming up after next week. I think so. Yeah, I think this is important to just turn the Premier League form around a bit.
I'm a bit concerned about Sunday now after seeing us tonight. I'm not going to lie. Most of these players are going to be playing from the start on Sunday, and when I look at us tonight, and we wasn't a breath of fresh air tonight. And Sunday, we're gonna have to be on it because Forest are on it currently right now. Like they are a team who are looking pretty good. Look what they done to Villa the other week. They're gonna come, they're gonna sit, and they're gonna try and hit us on the break with all their pace that they got. So, what about you, Lucas? What do you make of it?
Sunday is important, in my opinion. We need to turn around our fortune on Sunday. And that's one of those matches. If we do win it, I think we can kind of go forward this season thinking we can rebound after a crap run of form. And especially what happened against Brentford. We rebounded today, even though it was ugly as all hell. A win's a win. And you got to look at it a bit deeper. We probably weren't supposed to win tonight after what we saw, but we did. So that's a positive to take. And hopefully we can take that into Sunday. And if we beat Forest, Forest are not playing awful right now. So if we can beat them, hopefully our fortune turns back around a bit. And yeah, Sunday is very important. Every match is important. Every match is what you make it. You can classify it and title it whatever you want. But for me, it is a bit of a rebound. It's a match we're supposed to win. We're not in great form right now, but if we can get a win,
it's tough though because Forest played well
Against Villa.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. There we go. I couldn't think of the team. Yeah, they played really well against Villa. So but saying that, their Forest last year and even this year, their away form has not been great, which does go in our favour because obviously we're home. I think their only away victory has come against Chelsea this season.
Which ain't bad.
I mean,
so
I think on that basis,
past them again.
Yeah, I think on that basis we should win it.
The only thing I will say is I'm going to give you a few scenarios before we wrap this up. If we lose the game, where do you sort of lie with Moyes? Because it's a very tricky situation. Now,
there's no point lying with him.
I admit, I just want to say this quite clearly because I know I'm on X. This is not a Moyes in channel. This is a West Ham channel. I just want to make that abundantly clear. I know people think that because I've got a lot of Moyes people who back him, I've got a lot of people on this channel who respect him. Yeah, so I'm just going to make that abundantly clear. So everyone on X, everyone on YouTube, this is a West Ham United channel, right? You can hate him, but we respect the geezer for what he has done at West Ham. I just want to make that clear. Right, if he loses, Clive, where'd you land?
I don't land on anything because I think it's more down to the club. I've never been a fan of letting a manager see out their contract, and basically it's been made very evident from the news that came out this week that at the end of his contract, the chances of him getting a new contract is probably, I would say, 1%. And that to me says a lot of the players that have been bought in have probably not been bought in with the mind of David Moyes. Going forward, I think it's very difficult for players to then, really buy into an idea, knowing that the idea is going to change next season. So we're going to see mediocre performances. And I don't put this down to Moyes. I put this down to the West Ham United board.
Great.
At the end of the day, you can argue, yes, he was backed in the transfer market, but like I say, I don't think the players were bought with David Moyes in mind here.
So who do you blame?
I blame the board. I don't think this is.
Shut
the fucking door, mate. It's the board. People blaming Moyes. It's the fucking board.
Yeah,
the board is the Sith Lord.
Yeah, I don't envy the situation. It leads to. It's just a difficult situation because the players can't buy into an ideology, and the manager knows that whatever he's doing is just to see him through the end of the season. I mean, Moyes is not going to try and do bad. He wants to stay face, and he wants to show he's still got it.
It's almost like talking to a wall.
Yeah, at the same time, it's not. It's people are working against him, not for him, and I don't mean the players. I mean I mean the board, I mean the back staff that is going on. And I just think it's very unfortunate. And I think in that sense, you know, the grass isn't always greener. I think what Moyes has achieved is unprecedented for our club. And
I agree with
you
this
know,
comment here. I just want
yeah,
to say this from
I mean,
Snazzy,
he
yeah?
has been done dirty. He has been done dirty, exactly.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the thing. Like for me, it's a shame. It truly is. And like I said, the grass isn't always greener. And I think we're playing a very dangerous game. Going, we've basically now half publicly gone, we're not going to give him a new contract. But that also says to me we're desperate. We don't know who we're going to get in as a manager. That's what that says to me. And that is where the embarrassment lies for me.
I'll make mine short and sweet. So I agree with literally everything Clive has just said. And I've been under that notion for a very, very long time. What I think what I got my personal opinion that would make my life happier or better. And then I think about the club. For the club, I've always been under the notion, back him or sack him.
Great.
I hate the in between. I absolutely hate it because, like Clive said, it's like going into work to a job like you don't hate, but you don't love it. You want a manager or a surrounding. These players are going in every day, loving life. They're loving it. They're absolutely loving it. And how is Moyes supposed to get to players that they know that like they just don't know about his future? And then when you have the board leaking information and stories like Clive mentioned, I mean, I feel bad for the guy a bit, but I've always been on the back him or sack him train. If you're going to do it, just do it. And I agree with everything Clive said. But to answer your question, after losing to Everton, a brutal loss to Brentford, and we made up for a tiny bit today. If we were to lose on Sunday to Forest, I think he is on the hot seat a bit. Because those are three bad losses.
I don't think he's on a hot seat because we've already got X amount of points, and I think
hot seat might be
he's been targeted to
hot seat could be a bit brash, but when you think about it, when you lose to Everton at home, the fashion we lost to Brentford, and then if we lost to Forest, they're not great.
I see it.
I just want to say this, Clive.
Especially away from home.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I just want to say this, and I'll let you land. Yeah, David Sullivan has threw him under the bus, 150%
again,
like he always does, right? And I will have this debate with anyone. Yeah, when you have got a owner, people think we're getting Alonso in and all these other players. Get out of the fucking drug game, mate. Stop doing drugs. Stop doing drink. Stop doing substances because it ain't happening, mate. Right? First things first. Number one, West Ham don't buy no manager out of their contract. Yeah, that's the first thing. Yeah, it's going to be £20 million, right, to get him out of the fucking contract. Yeah. David Sullivan was too busy trying to sell our star in Declan Rice to even think about fucking Moyes. Yeah, he should have said to Moyes, "This is what the crack's going to be, Moyes. We're either going to back you, or we're going to have to let you go on a mutual agreement." Yeah, it's as simple as fucking that. Yeah, I think Sullivan is a slimy, slippery, snaky fucking slag, and that's me saying it. Yeah, all the S's. Right, I cannot stand that geezer, and the sooner he's out of West Ham, the better. Yeah, if you want to go up to the next level, right, and this is a message to a certain man, right, you want to go up to the next level, you need to get the owner out the fucking door and get an owner in who will not tolerate shit like that. You know what I mean? Allowing this geezer to be on a 1-year contract and slowly just letting him, like, basically
after what he's done for us,
after what he's done and the reputation that he's got right now, yeah. Let's be honest, if he was to get sacked, people are going to be celebrating. People are going to be throwing parties. Yeah.
But
people are going to be dancing around the fucking. People are going to be dancing around the fucking maypole.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
But I think with the publicity of us now coming out and basically going, "Oh, we're going to let him basically run his contract down, and he's not going to get a new contract," says to me that he's not going to get sacked. I don't think it matters what happens.
Yeah.
In terms of results now, I think he is not going to be sacked. It will just be a case of
which I don't
get
like.
to the end of the season. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. And like I say, I don't think Moyes is going to go in and do badly deliberately, because ultimately how I see this is he wants to show that he's still got it in him. And to be honest, I think in a way you could argue he's slightly overachieved with this squad and with everything we've had. And I think ultimately it's difficult. It's difficult for the players. It's difficult for everyone. I think it's very unfair, and it makes it very unsettling for the players and
two people.
Even
It's
the
not
coaching
difficult.
staff.
It's disgusting, though, Clive. I'm going to be real,
but also think of the whole coaching staff.
Yeah.
I mean, think of Alfie's favourite, Heitinger. Think of people like Nolan and you know all of the rest. They don't know if they're going to have jobs next year. At this point,
but
you know. It's stressful for all the backroom staff.
But what it is, right? I know we're having a bit of a debate, like a discussion about this, and I will wrap this up in a minute. Yeah, is that when you've got a manager who's got 1 year left, it's either going to go one or two ways, isn't it? Yeah, it's either going to go extremely good, and they give him a new contract, or extremely shit, and they're going to let him see it out. The problem I have, excuse me, the problem I have currently right now is that where it's going incredibly shit in the league, yeah. What he has done at West Ham is being tarnished, yeah, for him being here. Now, listen, if he would have left in the summer, and they would have done a mutual agreement and got another manager, yeah, whoever that may be, of any class, I would have been all right. Fair enough. It's not the right move to do it, but if you're going in a different direction, you're showing ambition. That's what you've got to do. Do you know what I'm saying? But to sort of sack him in season right now, whoever we get in is going to be a panic. It's going to be a panic, trust me. Like, it ain't going to be a planned appointment, and that's where the problem lies. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I fucking hate Sullivan, and I think when it goes well, yeah, he likes to take credit. When it goes shit, he's easy to throw people under the bus, mate, and make sure the bus runs over and clean. So, it's going to be an interesting few months. I will say that. Lucas, anything else you want to add before I wrap this up?
No, everything has been said.
Yeah.
Respect everyone. Love you all. Different opinions make the world go round.
It's all about opinions, people. Some people can handle them. Some people can't. Is what it is. Right. I want to thank you guys who have been in the chat tonight. I really do appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. From Keith, from Steve, top men, gentlemen, top men, 100%. I want to thank Clive for coming on also. We'll be back. Preview, tactical analysis on the members and everything. Yeah, in regards to Nottingham Forest, it's a huge game on Sunday. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, we have got to win this game. If we lose the game, it's just going to be mayhem for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, people wanting Moyes out the door, down the road, and fucking castrated. Yeah. But one thing I'm going to say before I wrap this up, yeah, he's a fucking human being. That's what this geezer is. Yeah, he's an employee who works for West Ham United. So just show him some fucking respect. Because listen, I'm not Moyes in or out. I'm Moyes fucking sort it out quick, yeah? Because I want to see West Ham do well this season.
Super Chef in.
Yeah. Shout out to the Super Chef Scotty Venn. If you want a fucking Yorkshire pudding made for you, he's your guy. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's enough from me. Take care of yourselves wherever you are on this planet, and we will see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.